Hey, Adam, we're live. Happy
Live
Friday.
from the live from the broadcast studios. Happy Friday to you as well. Outdoor studio today. How are
It's
you?
pretty fun. I'm very well. It looks like you are enjoying the beautiful season of fall.
I'm getting my vitamin D. Yep,
This is
soaking in the
our
sun while it lasts.
this is our
Beautiful.
first October live, so that's pretty fun and interesting.
Yeah.
So
And
if it's Friday, what does that mean?
well, it's a Friday. It's time, hopefully, for the folks out there to learn a little. Our friends and family and followers, and hopefully, we're the guys to provide some of that valuable content.
I mean, Kathy already hit us up, so we're good there. Hey, Kathy. So Adam, there's we're starting a new season. We're also starting perhaps a new business season for folks that have kind of been
That's right.
dormant since March or so of 2020. So what were we going to talk about today?
Yeah, so folks, things have been reopening and are opening more and more. There's a business here. It's a restaurant. There's if I turn, there's one. Boom.
This guy, are
Uh,
you a meteorologist?
coming in from
Coming
okay,
in from the
no,
sun over
don't do it.
here, yeah.
Um,
It's hard.
so some people have questions about liability and opening back up, and the pandemic and the health risks of customers, clients, the general public if they're opening up to the public. What duties do they have, and what can they do about it? And what are these alleged waivers and releases and things like that? And what does that mean? So we
Great.
can talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Yeah, and kind of, to continue on with that, there's a number of new things that are happening that have been dormant for a while. There's obviously businesses, but um, in our industry, in legal and in real estate, there's always these conferences that are happening, and they used to happen. It's like there was one every week. There hasn't been any in person for a long time, but those are going to be back to being in person sooner or later. So one of the things we want to talk about was if you are reopening your business or if you are throwing any sort of in-person conference, what kind of things should you put together? Hey, look, oh, there he is, he's back. What kind of things should you be thinking about, and should you have your customers or your conference attendees signing something? And we think it's not a bad idea to think about. So,
Yep.
uh,
So yeah, so what does that really do? We want to just talk a little bit about that. Any sort of personal or injury stuff, any sort of negligence claims, or what they call torts. If you're interested in what a tort is,
boring. Yeah.
Google it. But any sort of risk that and any sort of lawsuit that can come out of this stuff is based on torts and what duty one person has or a business entity has to others, to its customers, to if you own apartments or other business that invites clients, customers into it. Slip and fall cases, you have a duty to clear off that sidewalk, right? So same idea. What duty do these businesses have to their customers, clients, attendees when they show up to their events or to their place of business? What duty do you have there? And the idea of the waiver is you're trying to waive the liability of that duty, so they can't claim you were negligent in how you ran your business or how you ran the event and you put them at risk. And the person who may come back at you might claim you had a duty and you breached that duty. And so that's kind of what a waiver is.
Oh, you cut out. There he goes. So you guys are stuck with me until he returns. I don't think it got that dark. It's just probably a bad connection. So, in thinking about what we're just going to run through here real quick. If you are opening a business, we think it's a great idea for you to have your customers sign off on this, just to set expectations and show that you are taking their health and safety seriously. But in all likelihood, if something bad were to happen, if someone were to get ill, you're still open to some chance of liability. So one of the things we wanted to do was to actually show you what one of these things look like. It's actually a COVID release that Adam and I put together for a couple clients. Bear with me here as I work on the technology. Adam, can you hear me? I can't see you anymore, but I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. But I can't.
hear you.
But I
Yeah.
can't see you anymore. You are better looking though. You're just a tiny circle
You're
with
welcome,
a head
folks.
in the
You're
middle.
welcome.
So this is live
Very-
television, people.
very
Live
considerate.
television. So we're gonna run through and
Very considerate.
just look real briefly at some of these provisions and how they work. So this is the pyramid schematics. Let me get rid of that here real quick. Sorry about that. This is a pyramid schematics company conference. This is for someone that may be asking people to attend their event, and some things to think about. And one of the things to think about is what sort of liability release can you have. So I'm going to open it up now. Here it is. So some things in there is what are people really releasing? Generally, you can have people sign things, but it may not actually release anything. You don't really know whether your release is adequate or not until you get to that particular judge in that particular county and hear about whether or not you were fair and reasonable in providing the notice to these people. So these are just some of the provisions. When you attend either a conference or someone's place of business, you are assuming some risk, and this is why we like to have people look at these and have sign off if they're going to attend, because it at least discourages them down the road. Do you have anything to add to that, Adam?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's essentially is everyone thinks there's some bulletproof thing, maybe, and that'd be great if it were the case, but ultimately it's going to be fact intensive about, if you have someone sign a release, but then you're telling everyone to hug and to break those basic fundamental rules for safety, then it doesn't matter if you had them sign a release if you're negligent, because that's kind of a know or should have known that
Right.
was unsafe to do. So the release is ultimately going to be helpful, and it may be enough, but ultimately it's going to come down to some other facts. And so, like Paul said, it's going to come down to your specifics in your case and what happened, and then how much a judge or a jury, if you get to that point, likes or doesn't like what you did
Right.
in your business or in your case. So these things help. They kind of shift the burden onto the person who's signing the waiver to be safe, but it also comes down to the facts of the case that is presented.
Right. And like we've been kind of circling around here, this does I think impress upon people that
can you hear me now, Paul?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think it does impress upon people that you are taking their health seriously, and it's gonna, maybe make them feel a little bit more comfortable. So, I don't think we need to, go through these specific provisions, because that's boring and no one wants to do that. But we do want to, if you have a place of business, if you haven't done this yet and you want to talk about it a little more, call Adam, and he will answer your call and discuss this with you. And I think it also sets expectation for your employees that, hey, you need to do these things, and people are expecting you to do these things, and not appearing at work. So Adam just took off. So I'm going to remove this part. You're stuck with me. If anybody has any questions about whether or not your place of business should have one of these, or if you have a conference coming up, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. They're simple. It's not a bad thing to have people sign, and it will make your event potentially more fun. So with that, I'll end. Happy Friday, and we'll probably see you guys next week. We're going to talk a little bit about this webinar we have going on. We're going to shoot for in the middle of November about real estate transactions and structuring deals and how to talk to lawyers that may have some good deals for you. So stay tuned on that. If you want to hear more, drop a comment. But with that, happy Friday, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.